Hi, I'm Mandy.
And I'm Levi.
And we're the Spurlocks, or also known now as Spur of the Moment. Welcome to our channel. If you've been watching us for the last couple of videos, because we only have a couple out there, we thank you so much for joining us and being a part of our journey as this journey is just really kicking off.
Yep. Well, it feels like it just kicked off, but it's been over a month.
Yeah, we're actually almost 2 months. We will be on the 26th of July, and it is July 10th.
Yep.
So we're getting there. About a month and a half. We've been full-timing in our RV, but not the RV we started off with.
Nope.
Things have been a little wild since we started full-timing.
It's been a little crazy. We sold our house.
We did. Closed on it on May 17th.
Then went to...
And then our first day of full-time living was the 26th.
Yep.
Of May. And then we decided, that was already a planned trip when we went to Canada. We'd had that vacation planned for long before we decided to put our house on the market and test the waters of the real estate market and see if we could even get any nibbles. Well, things went so fast. And I know that our first video kind of touched on that a little bit, so we don't want to bore you again with all that. But it's been wild. It's so fast.
And then we went to Niagara Falls.
We did.
Came back.
Went to the Canada side.
Yep, stayed on the Canada side at a campground.
Had a great time, wonderful trip, and then we got back.
I stayed at
from Canada
Lake in Bowling Green.
We went to so just to bring you guys in the loop a little bit about our story and our situation. We have been dreaming of full-time RVing for probably about 6 or 7 years. It all started when we lived in Florida, and we loved our life in Florida. We were so happy there. We had a wonderful community of friends. We loved our church. We loved the youth group that we served. I mean, we just were so blessed there. Lived in Florida for 5.5 years on the coast. We lived on the Atlantic side in Fort Pierce, Florida. We were so happy there, but it just started kind of feeling like we needed to
come back to Ohio.
Family. Yep. We're Buckeyes, born and bred from the great state of Ohio. And so we decided that because of job opportunities doors that were closing in Florida and opportunities that were opening for us in Ohio, we just felt that we were being called back towards home. We ended up moving back home, but we ended up in the Columbus area, and we're all from like the Bowling Green, Port Clinton, Sandusky area. That's our haunt in Ohio, right up on Lake Erie. And so we didn't quite get all the way back home. No. We got about 3 hours from home. When Levi got a great job opportunity and started with that. But it got us back into the Buckeye State. But we still didn't let go of the RV dream. Kind of kept toying with it. The reason it even popped into our heads in the first place is because we wanted to be snowbirds.
Yeah.
We thought, we don't want to leave our life in Florida. We love it so much. We're so happy here. But what if we could make a way where we could have it all? Well,
yeah, it's tough. And then COVID.
But why is it tough, Levi? Because we're so wealthy.
Oh yeah, we're not.
No, we're not.
We're doing what we can do.
So we here's kind of a little scoop of why life is so wild for us, and you'll get to know that as you hopefully subscribe, and follow our journey. But we are not location independent.
Nope, not location
Not like so many of the full-time RV families that are out there. We are location dependent.
Yeah, so we're anchored in that Toledo, Bowling Green area for the weekends.
Yeah.
And then we're free during the week.
Yeah.
So we have Monday through Friday basically to go as far as we want to go. Stay as long as we can stay, then
not far as we want to go.
No,
let's rephrase that, pal.
As far as we want to go on a drive day.
Yeah, as far as we can get.
Right.
We will kind of bring you a little bit in the loop. Levi works weekend nights where we're anchored, and if you pay close attention to our channel, you'll learn where he works without us telling you where he works. You'll figure it out. You'll see. But he has to be back every Friday night. He puts in about 50 hours on the weekends.
And 3 nights.
In 3 nights. He works 3 nights, and we have to be local for him to be able to work Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday night. Yep. And so that's what draws us back to that area, our home base. But the other blessing about having to come back is every week we get to go to our home church. We get to where we love. We're so thankful for them and happy there, and we get to be with family every weekend and kind of retouch, reset before we set out on the next Monday. But since we got back from Canada, we decided that our little Springdale.
Yeah, we had a 24-foot Springdale, which was like a bedroom on wheels.
Yes, and it was great for weekend warrioring.
Yep.
And that's how we got our start in the RV world. Was we just got something that was, our kids, we were almost empty nesters. And so we were like, we don't need like a big family RV, do we? So we just got like a little weekend getaway camper. And then we decided that after full timing in it for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
3 weeks?
Yeah, a trip to Canada.
Don't get us wrong, we're not stupid. Just to clear,
we knew it was gonna
just
be
to clear
tough.
up, we knew all along we were going to have to upgrade rigs.
Sure.
We're not that naive that we thought we could full time. We also have, if you've watched our channel at all, we have 200 plus pound dogs. We have Kylo and Ray,
and then we have Levi and I, and then on as often as he can, our 25-year-old son Wyatt, who you'll see often on our channel because he's part of our spur of the moment. He is with us, but we'll show you what happened when we decided that little Springdale was getting a little tight, and we weren't quite prepared for what we were going to get ourselves into, were we?
No, it was full.
It was full. So
we couldn't move in there.
Then we decided to really heavily start shopping for that bigger rig.
Rig that we could tow.
Yeah.
So we were confined definitely by
we have a half ton.
The truck we have. So we've got a Ram 1500. It's got the Hemi in it with a tow package and everything. So, but when you're looking for size, but we also knew going in full time that we wanted something that would be good during the winter. If we couldn't get location independent before winter comes. We didn't want one. We wanted an insulated 4-season.
Yeah, we
did. Put it that way.
So we embarked on buying a used rig.
So we got back from Niagara Falls and we stayed at a little campground outside Bowling Green called Fire Lake. And then we had a little mishap. So you'll get a little time lapse of us packing up the camper, and then we had a little mishap. What happened?
I had a bad fall. And on the video, the tiny little bit of snippage that I would allow Levi to get on video, I was a mess. I couldn't really show all my injuries because we're not that good of friends yet. But it was just...
It's a family show.
This is a... Yeah, and we don't want to scar anyone for life with having to... But I was really wounded. It's actually one of the worst falls I've ever had in my life. As I was sharing before on our channel, we have 200 plus pound dogs, and I took them out at this campground, and it was like 11:30 at night. Levi was at work, Wyatt was at work, and so I was by myself. Of course, all the things that are anything that bad that ever happens to me, I'm always alone. And so I was by myself, and I took them out, and I know better than to take them in a strange place. Like at home I could have handled it fine, or in a familiar spot, but I decided to take them both potty at the same time. When we've got people on either side of us at this campground, it was a tight fit. We were in there like sardines, and I take both the dogs out, and it's so dark and quiet, and I'm stupid enough to go, oh, look at the stars, it's so beautiful, what a beautiful night. And then I kind of took my eye off the prize just for a second, and some little critter decided to run across our campground, and my dogs went like woo, 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 and took off and took me with them, took me off my feet, literally. And I'm not a small person, I'm a larger human, and they were able to uproot me like off my feet, airborne, and I came down hard on the gravel on my hip and my whole side. And then comes the fun part. Then my two bred for cattle and log pulling dogs drug me probably 10 feet across the gravel. Did I let loose? Because that would have been the smart thing to do. No, I don't want to chase them down in where there's a field on one side and the expressway on the other.
Right.
I'm not going to go chase my dogs in the middle of the night, so I held on for dear life because I wasn't going to let them loose. I paid for that.
Yeah.
Couldn't walk for a couple of days very well. Was bruised.
Laid you up quite a bit.
The whole one side, and I was pretty much out of it, commission for that first week of full time.
Right.
It was humiliating, but yeah, so that was fun.
All right, so we got our new camper, and you'll see a lot of video clips. I don't know how much we're gonna put in there, but you'll see a lot of me,
And Wyatt.
But a lot of that is because Mandy was so laid up after her fall, so she needed some recoup time. But we basically spent 2 full weeks with 2 campers at a campground. We bounced between 2 different state parks.
Local. There were
Local
near
state
our
parks.
anchor point.
Yeah, so we had the campers parked pretty close to each other. At one point we were side by side, but we had to clean the camper. We wanted to paint the camper, the new one.
Yeah.
There was a couple other upgrades. We had to replace the microwave. I put a tile backsplash behind the stove, some things like that, and we got some footage of it. A lot of it's not great,
No.
but we can show you a couple little clips.
Yeah, we were struggling, and I wasn't there to film or even help. I was completely useless. And let's also throw out there that this was also during one of the hottest heat waves we've ever had on record in Ohio for June. It was in the 90s every day with over 100 degrees heat index every day, and we're trying to move, paint,
Clean, upgrades,
tile, and this is an RV, so we were like peel and stick, backsplash in here. But it's work and in and out of the camper, and I wasn't able to help, and these were all my ideas to do all these things to the camper.
We ripped the couch out, ripped the beds out,
threw all the mattresses out that came with.
Yeah, it was just a lot.
The camper we bought from a really, really nice lady, and they had taken very good care of it. But it's older.
Yep.
It's a 2014, so it has seen some life, and they had a family that they traveled with, and used it a lot with. So I mean, it had been lived in.
We're not even done.
No,
we got it to the point where we felt like it was move-inable.
Yeah,
that's not a word.
No,
it is now move-inable.
Livable.
It was livable. We were at the point of our upgrades and DIYs,
our timeline and where we were with our time. We were done paying for 2 campsites and all that junk, and so it was like, we've got to get this done. It's time to move in, whether I'm happy with, it's not going to be done. Yeah. It's going to be an ongoing, and any of you guys that live in an RV know that you're always working on it anyway, so that's just par for the course. But
this is all extra though.
This is extras for sure. Yeah, so we had a lot of moving to do, and it was so hot. And then we also added in, it was our church's annual mission week.
Right.
And that's one of the things that Levi and we love that ministry that our church does, and we're so passionate about Mission Week that I voluntold Levi we were in the kitchen 2 days.
Yeah, we work in the kitchen.
Serving there, and then I ended up, and then here's the kicker that happened after that. I got really sick after that. I was just getting back on my feet. I worked the Tuesday of Mission Week in the kitchen. I felt great. I did really well. And then by Thursday night of that week, I don't know, I had no voice. My throat was just, I don't know. And then I was laid up for almost a week with some horrific, I don't know if it's some form of Rona or the flu. I don't know what I had, but I was sick. It was bad. And so then I spent almost a whole nother week laid up. This has been full-time living. So one of our favorite channels, and we all love to give them a shout out. They always will talk about our faves, KYD. They always are talking about Mind the Dip. And I told Levi at one point, I'm like, I swear we're living in a dip, baby. Yeah, we're minding the dip. We are living in it.
We had a great time in Niagara Falls.
Yeah, that was like, we started on a high note, and then that dip came fast, and then we just lived in the dip for the month.
We were in the dip. Rough. So what did we do to get out of that dip?
Well, I got better.
Well, yeah. we took a trip to your parents.
Yeah, we went to my mom and dad's. My dad is a pastor in Rockford, Illinois, and the church graciously let us mooch dock at my mom and dad's for that week. We hardly took any footage, but we just had a great, refreshing reset week. It was like we needed that. By then, we were right at 1 month on the road.
Yep.
And my mom and dad, not only are they some of our closest friends, but they're our parents. We, so happy to be with them. We always have a great time together, and it was just a blessing. My mom did 6 loads of our laundry.
Right.
She's an angel. Shout out to my mama. And my dad helped Levi with some more DIY stuff. And
tried to finish up some
changed
things.
The faucet.
Changed out the faucet.
We messed with the hitch.
Yep.
On the newer
Did
camper.
a lot of outside cleaning on the camper.
Yeah,
so
and
there's still a lot to do. But
yeah,
we came back and worked for a weekend.
Yeah.
And then we took off up north.
And then right now, where we're filming from, our channel is going to be running behind always. It'll always be a couple of weeks behind, maybe even more.
Well, let me tell you something. Working all weekend, getting content and trying to edit is hard.
Yeah, you guys,
It's
shout out to
hard.
you YouTube channels that are doing this and killing it, for sticking with it, for not giving up. We honor you, because my goodness, this is hard.
It's a lot of it's not only a lot of work getting footage, but you have to do things like just now. For a perfect example, we're in
St. Ignace, Michigan, in the UP, in this beautiful setting. We're actually right outside of a Dollar General parking lot, but this is the bougiest Dollar General I have ever seen in my life.
We're gonna get some footage
We'll
of it.
snag some
But
footage on
we wanted
that,
to set up on this picnic table with the lake behind us, and it was soaking wet.
Yeah.
So we had to go in and buy a paper towel and come out here and clean the stupid picnic table. Give me $1 roll of paper towel.
You bought a roll of paper towel so we could wipe down this table, so we could sit here, just so our backdrop wasn't lame.
Right. So it's little things like that you don't realize that people have to redo things and go out of their way.
Yeah, and how many and not to mention, like, just getting used to being comfortable with a camera in your hand and
with
filming
around.
and remembering to film all the time. Like, we're constantly going. We haven't held the GoPro in 2 days.
Yeah, where's the GoPro?
Where's the GoPro? I don't know. Is it charged? I don't know.
She keeps telling me I need to wear the GoPro on my head because
first of all,
stupid things always happen. Bad things always happen.
Our lives are entertaining, at least to us, because we just have like a magnet that dumb things happen. We do stupid things.
So, for example, we were trying to get the other camper clean. Right here was something that happened, and the lady had told us that the electric heating element on the water heater didn't work. I'm at the camper minding my own business, and I start a conversation with the camp host, who's super nice, but he's like, oh, well, there's a reset on those. I'm like, oh, really? All right, so yeah, what happened? Let me have that. I touched something. I just got soaked, so I don't know what kind of thing this is, but this is like the relief valve, and I think behind that would be the anode rod. But
emergency
literally
release.
I opened this because the camp manager was like, I told him, I said, well, apparently the electric element's out for the water heater. I said, well, I can switch it. He goes, wow, there's a reset button. So I opened this thing up like an idiot, and but the resets weren't popped out. But then it was just dripping a little bit of water. So I just touched this. It shot off, and it was like a geyser blowing at me. I'm like, oh geez. So then I'm trying to plug the thing back up and screw it back in there. So that's exactly what I needed tonight, was
Cold shower.
Yeah, a shower from the hot water tank. Luckily, I don't have the hot water on right now because there wasn't really any need for it. I had it on yesterday just to test out to make sure that the hot water worked, but I'd unhooked the propane and everything already, so jeez. I'll tell you what, don't stop. Wyatt comes bouncing up the door. What's going on out here?
It's like, I leave you alone for 30 seconds.
There's just a geyser blowing out of this thing.
You have one job to do.
We're just trying to clean the camper, people. Like, I don't need this kind of stuff going on.
I think you're cleaner in the camper now.
I got soaked. Well, it is what it is. Alright, so we made the mistake
We didn't make it.
of leaving the awning light on at night.
Yeah.
And then I had to take dogs out. I don't know if you can see all these. We got swarmed. That's in between the screen and the outside door.
They're everywhere. I don't know what to do.
And he's pretty happy.
No.
What was bad is I just took the dogs out
You let more in.
and I went to our other camper and no bugs. No bugs on the door. No bugs swarming.
So I started Googling all these like home remedies for what you do with bugs, and it said, somebody said on one of them, it said you like, what did it say?
We
Like,
put honey on a plate.
no, honey on a plate.
We put a concoction of vinegar.
And then another one said
Like a shampoo.
a half a cup of vinegar, a half a cup of shampoo, and a half a cup of olive oil. Well, we don't have normal vinegar. We only have balsamic vinegar. And I don't think it's
These are the bougie bugs.
Thank you guys so much for watching. For those of you that have been watching us since our very first video, you are our angels. Thank you so much for doing that. And I want to give a little shout out to Lily and Micah Wilkerson. They have been so excited to watch our channel. They're just so cute for wanting to watch it. And I'm excited for to give them a little shout out here on YouTube. Thank you guys. We love you. And we love all of you. Anybody that has taken a time to, you know,
Watch one of
sacrifice any of your time to watch us. First of all, you're just awesome.
Yep, huge thanks. So,
yes, big thank you.
So join us next week as we finally feel like we're actually doing what we want to be doing.
Yes.
We're in the camper, we go somewhere cool. We
Yeah,
do some
it
cool
actually
things.
feels Wyatt's with us, and we get to have such a blessed time with him.
Yep.
Do something that we surprise him with something when we're in the UP. You get to know just a little bit more about, you know, us and our quirks. But thank you for watching. Join us every chance you get. We just appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and what else do you do? Oh, the bell. Don't forget the bell.
I don't know what the bell
I don't know
does.
what you know what the bell does.
Just subscribe and
it
watch.
rings. No, the
Just
bell
watch
gives
it.
you a notification
Just
when we
watch and
post something
subscribe.
new. But thank you guys, and appreciate all of you. Have a great week.